Hey everyone, this is Don the Repentless. I know, 2 videos in one day. Don't you feel lucky? You probably don't, but that's neither here nor there. A while back I made a video entitled, I Have No Use for Philosophy. And I decided today to kind of revisit that issue. And the title of this video will be, and this is basically the question that I'd like to put out there, is what are the practical applications of philosophy? Now, before I give my answer, I wanted to hear your answers to this question. So, do me a favor and put your thoughts in the comments, because I want to know what people think are the practical applications for philosophy. I personally see no practical application for philosophy in my everyday life. What I mean is, philosophy hasn't invented anything. It's not a scientific discipline. It may be a mental discipline, but a lot of things can be said to be mental disciplines without being called philosophy. But that's just the point. And I think I mentioned this in the video that I recorded earlier about how I have no use for philosophy. I may have stated this, that I consider degrees such as philosophy, theology, apologetics to all be useless degrees and fields. About the only thing, if you go through apologetics and get this degree in apologetics or theology, about the only thing that qualifies you to do is to teach classes in theology and apologetics, or to be a church leader. Since I am sort of anti-theist, I consider churches to be, well, in some ways they're useful, but in most ways, churches would be better used as houses or businesses like stores or whatever. There's nothing utilitarian about churches, except for convincing people to accept what I consider to be an unwarranted belief system. But anyways, back to philosophy. Personally, my thoughts on philosophy, I'm not, it's not going to be in the description, it's not going to be in the title, but my overall thought when I think philosophy is fuck philosophy. I have no use for it, like I said in my previous video on the subject. But if I'm missing something, that's why I'm asking for comments on this question. If there's some sort of practical application for philosophy that I missed, and when I say practical, I mean utilitarian. Science is utilitarian. It describes the world, but it also has evidence behind it. It is an explanation for how it works, and not only that can, in some form or another, demonstrate that. Philosophy, on the other hand, is what I consider to be a word salad of arguments with pretentious sounding names. And, like I said, I have no use for it. It doesn't, well, it doesn't put something physical in my hand. Science and the scientific disciplines, every bit of technology, even the camera and the computer I'm using, this phone, this soda, have all been created by what we would call the scientific process. And philosophy is just sitting around and talking, like I'm talking right now. Is this a philosophy? I don't know. I don't care. Some of the YouTubers that I like are definitely into philosophy, like Brett King. Some people call him, accuse him of being stupid. No, he's not stupid. I mean, and this isn't about Brett King, but he's not a stupid man. by any stretch of the imagination. And anybody who thinks he is, well, I think they're kind of petty. They're not seeing what Brett Keane is doing. And I may do a video on that. You know, the secret genius of Brett Keane. Because, well, I guess I don't want this to be about Brett Keane. But so I'll save that all for another video. But these are just some thoughts, my thoughts about philosophy and utilitarianism in utility in the real world. Like I said, I don't think philosophy brings any kind of practical application to reality, to what people deal with in their daily life. It may be a way of thinking about the reality that people find themselves in, but it is not a practical description. I can't remember who said this, where it was, but somebody in a movie or something said that philosophy is contemplating your own navel. You know, your own belly button, as it were. And I kind of agree with that because, like I said, you listen to contemporary, I've seen some things by various philosophers, yada, 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 but it all seems to be just these word salad arguments pulled out of their ass that have really no relationship with reality beyond the conceptual, excuse me, beyond the conceptual. That's just it. So anyways, I was going to try to make this 10 minutes, but who cares, right? It doesn't matter. I'm just having fun here. Oh my god, my smile is hideous. Oh, anyways, comment your thoughts below. Rate this video, share it on social media, and don't forget to subscribe for more Repentless content. This is Don the Repentless signing off, and have a great day, y'all.